everyone, it's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO. Welcome back to another Grixis Control Friday on the channel. Last week we messed around with Toxic Deluge, and it looked pretty good. We almost trophied, but we didn't quite get there, but that's okay. A 4-1 is pretty good, and I don't think it was the best league to showcase the sweepers' effect on the overall deck list and how it reacts to the meta, because we faced Beanstalk Control a couple times as well, and then blue-black tempo, which sweepers are fine against, by the way, but they don't really shine unless you're playing against the Ocelot Pride and Energy adjacent decks, which is the whole impetus for wanting a sweeper in the first place, because those matchups are pretty tough when all of their creatures are getting so much value. It's really hard for a deck like Grixis Control that's like really on the bare minimum of card advantage in order to grind out certain games to keep up with. And there are a lot of sweepers that are available in Legacy, and especially in these colors, there's more than you would think. White is traditionally thought of as the main sweeper color, and then after that I guess it would be black. But a lot of black sweepers like Damnation, Languish, they're 4 mana or more in Garruk's Wake, Plague Wind. Badass cards, but they're kind of untenable for Grixis Control. So that kind of leads us to investigating some of our other colors. Oh, by the way, Toxic Deluge is pretty aggressively costed, or reasonably costed, competitively costed. I'll stick with reasonably, I guess. 3 mana is really good for a sweeper, and the drawback there is that you're putting life into it. So to continue the point I just started to make, we can also start looking at the other colors we play. Blue sweepers generally look like mass bounce effects, like Upheaval. You can consider that a blue sweeper. Cyclonic Rift is a blue sweeper, but also for the sweeper mode on that, I think it's like 7 mana. Not really a card you see in Legacy, but you see it in Commander a lot. And then there's also like Curse of the Swine or something from Theros, but that's not even really a sweeper. It's more like a mass polymorph, and 2/2s will beat us just as easily as probably whatever energy has out there, so let's not really investigate blue as a sweeper option just yet until they print a really pushed blue-black one, maybe. Maybe that wouldn't be a good thing. But let's take a look at red. Red sweepers are also plentiful, going all the way back to like Tremor, and Worldfire, I guess, also qualifies. I think Searing Wind is also along the lines of Plague Wind, although I think Searing Wind only hits your opponent. The Prophecy Winds are a special kind of cycle in that they're all kind of like terrible, but they're also incredibly cool. Oh, 10 damage to any target. That's not very good, is it? That's really funny, though. Blasphemous Act is another really popular one. But once you start getting to ones that are less absolute and more reasonably costed for Legacy, you start looking at Pyroclasm, which was a modern staple pretty recently because of the same deck, basically, Red-White Energy. And then there's also Kozilek's Return, which was brought to my attention by Pokemoki, who is a fantastic control pilot. That one is an instant. It is, here, I'll pull it up actually right now. 2 and a red, it's an instant, like I just said. Devoid means it's technically colorless in the eyes of the game, and it deals 2 damage to each creature, and the rest is pretty much flavor text for us, because we're not going to be casting an Eldrazi creature spell with mana value 7 or greater, unless this is time for the return of Null Drifter. And the Null Drifter deck on this channel did trophy, so yeah, you could think about that if you really wanted to. Why were we running Null Drifter, though? I think there was some other card recently that made it almost kind of tenable. It wasn't just Dress Down. Yeah, it must have not been very good if I can't remember it. It wasn't like Jace Reawakened or anything. But anyways, having an instant speed sweeper that deals 2 to everything, which is Pyroclasm, not Tremor status, is super good. But if we put them all together, we get a little card from Final Fantasy called Fire Magic. For red, it deals 1 damage to each creature, and then for 3, it does Kozilek's Return minus the Null Drifter upside. And then if you really need to deal 3 to everything, I guess, and have 6 mana, that's also an option. In my limited testing I've done recently, there have been situations where Toxic Deluge was in my hand, and opponent led on like Ocelot Pride, and I kind of wished I was able to remove the Ocelot Pride on turn 1, because a lot of these decks are also splashing black now for Orcish Bowmasters and stuff like that, because that card synergizes super well with Guide of Souls. Thus, Fire Magic's ability to be a 1 mana removal spell on turn 1 for Ocelot Pride or whatever might be bothering you kind of makes it very useful. Now, it's incredibly true that it's not going to be able to destroy as many things as Toxic Deluge. It doesn't have as high a ceiling, I would say, but it is an instant. It is cheaper on the curve if you need it to be, or if it ends up working out that way. And it's also modal, so there's a lot of really cool things to like about Fire Magic. It's a little friendlier with Snapcaster Mage, even though Snapcaster Mage will still get swept up in the fire of it all, but I think this is a really cool card, and I never really gave it a fair shake. It was in the Final Fantasy release week video, but I don't think I even cast it in that video. That video was pretty crazy. So let's try it out this week, see what it's like. I have high-ish hopes, and yeah, I guess that's about it. Not much going on this week for channel news. I really appreciate all the new Patreon subscribers. I also got a notification that I officially have 100 free Patreon subs. So if you feel like helping the channel out in this new year, the lowest tier is only $2, and you get access to the entire backlog of members only leagues up there. It's a pretty good deal, and I would really appreciate it, as I'm moving towards one of my goals this year of doing the channel more, because I've gotten a lot of good feedback recently, and I want to make more and better content for y'all. And we're also closing in on 2.5 subs. Once we hit around like 2.3 or 2.4, we can start talking about bonus video ideas for that huge milestone. And I'm super grateful, very happy to be supported by all y'all. And yeah, I guess that's about it. If Patreon is not feasible for you, like, comment, subscribe. It's free. It's super helpful for the channel. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Let's hop into the matches. All right, let's get this league underway. Double force hand, Bowmasters, enabling Kaito. If it doesn't get pitched to force, seems pretty good. Opponent diving to 5. He might be looking for something specific. Grim Monolith, yep. I'm not going to fight their mana. Okay, they didn't have a 4-drop. That's also suspicious. Out of a 5-card hand. This is probably Carnforge Ring. Oh, never mind. Well, that's interesting. Alright, let's surveil here. I'll bin that. Probably won't need a huge amount of lands. Yeah, I'd rather have stuff like blue cards for Force of Will. If they have Ugin, I mean, I can at least force it, but that cast trigger, that darn cast trigger, will take out Kaito. But in the meantime, I can use it as a card advantage engine. Probably keeping Bowmasters here. Well, I don't know, actually. Sometimes the math is slim enough where you do want to bring it back to your hand. I think I will. Well, let's see what we can get here. I'll just bin them both. Saw him through those lands. So crazy. Nothing. Oh, that was good. You know, I really like Nimble Obstructionist because it can keep you alive, but then at the final drop, it can switch and get the last few points of damage across. Really one of the most versatile cards I've seen ever. We'll go top on this. Not sure what Redirect Lightning is going to do, if anything, but it might save Kaito from an Ugin trigger or something. We'll see. Monolith gets untapped. Coveted Jewel. That card's pretty good. You just force it, though. You gotta. Even if you can punish it with Bowmasters. Alright, so let's do the math real quick. Yeah, we play this. And then 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, yep. 4 damage. That should do it. Turn 5 win. Helped a little bit by Ancient Tomb, I think, right? Yeah. Okay. Meltdown. It can help. Coveted Jewel combo. Traditionally play stuff like Transmute Artifact, Phyrexian Metamorph. I think Red Blast is a good choice here, but not Fire Magic, unfortunately. Definitely want Consign. I'll take 1 Surgical. Agent is quite nice. Narset's great. Price of Progress is good. Edict, not so much until they show me stuff that cares about that. Cling to Dust and Reanimate. Not for this matchup. Don't need this bad lands either. 4 more cuts, though. That is Tough. I'm sure this deck has adopted Kozilek's command, right? I think we can lose the Baragoyf. Um, maybe one Strix, and then maybe I don't need the surgical. Let's kind of take a look first, because all this other stuff feels a little bit better. Maybe I'll cut both Strix. I usually don't like cutting blue cards in this matchup, but I think our count is robust enough. Tempting to keep this, but can't really count on drawing a land. And if I don't draw a land on turn 1, I'm kind of in trouble with this hand, so I'll mulligan. Yeah, that's better. Keep bottom price of progress, I think. Yeah. Alright. One of the advantages of this deck is that they can also play Force of Will, so fortunately they didn't send on turn 1, so I can actually Pyroblast a opposing Force of Will. Now what am I pitching? Kaito is the furthest off, but also the only thing I have that's representing any pressure right now. So I'm tempted to pitch Ponder for that reason. Surely they must have something to do. They don't. Wonder if they have Hull Breacher. Let's find out. No. Okay. Yeah, I'll just redraw Scalding Tarn. Getting kind of a lot of non-basics here, but it doesn't really seem like a deck that's pressuring my life total either, so maybe it's not the scariest thing. Grim Monolith is fine. Are they going to cast Emrakul? Is that where this is going? Could Surveil. I wouldn't have double red up. I think that's fine. Ponder, I'll bin it. Volcanic Island is back. I'll do the same thing. I think I want to keep Bowmasters established though, because I probably will not have time to cast other stuff, or I don't think I'll have time to reintroduce Bowmasters to the board. I don't think I'll have the 2 mana. And they just used the Sapras and Scary storage counter, which is kind of cool. A depletion counter. They don't get too many of those. 3 mana in the pool. Never mind. Okay. They're at 11. We're getting there. I don't think I want either of these. Brazen Borrower is tempting, but I think we can do better. Yeah. It's a lot of damage. If I stymie whatever they got this turn with Force Red Blast, I can swing for 5 in combat and then bolt them twice. I'm gonna let Stock Up go. If they tap Ancient Tomb, I don't need a plus. 6 mana in the pool. Metamorph. Jeez. Often copies Bowmasters. Yeah, if they go like the One Ring and can back it up with Force, that's just so bad. But I mean, Bowmasters is really annoying. I'm gonna take this exchange. They also haven't played a land yet. Another Metamorph. I'm going for it. I'm going for the win. I'm gonna look for backup first. But they also seem like they're F6'd, so... Okay, there's the backup. Don't think this will go wrong. If just one of these resolves, that turns off Ancient Tomb. Okay, we got there. Turn 5 both games. Kind of crazy. I mean, our progression was pretty much identical both games, but in game 2, we had extra help from Red Blast, which is always really great. Now we're back for round 2 against an 80-card deck. I feel like last week we also faced Yorion. Kind of crazy. Must be making a comeback. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. It's pretty good. Thoughtseize or Tamiyo first? It's gotta be Tamiyo, come on. Sometimes I'll even hold off on Thoughtseizing until, like, I don't know, they put Yorion in their hand. Although times have changed so much that that's probably not wise. We'll swing. I do want to hit my next land. But yeah, let's just Thoughtseize them. Seems important. Sword of Fire and Ice, that's awesome. Both blades. Stoneforge. Probably should take that. And then Flicker Wisp. Okay. Yeah, I'll take Stoneforge. Hopefully dodge Wasteland. If I can't do that, I'm just really praying to draw land. They put a card on top? Oh no. What is it? What is it? Land? Shoot. Well, I'm in a bad spot. But also they seem like F6'd. I'm gonna activate a clue. Okay, sweet. Let's flip Tamiyo. That seems important. If they have to dedicate Flicker Wisp to reset Tamiyo, I think that's more than okay. I can't get wasted off blue this way. Maybe Thoughtseize is better against this deck than I gave him credit for.
Similar to us, they have like a lot of different tools for different situations. Are they going to cast Sword of Fire and Ice? Oh, Recruiter of the Guard, that's really good. Skyclave Apparition. Alright. Force of Will's not bad. Especially when they don't have, you know what I'm trying to say. Aether Vial. Cast Ponder. Yeah. Take the Delta. Don't think I need Reanimate. It would be nice to reanimate that Recruiter, but not right now. Play Bowmasters. I think I'll force whatever they do next turn and just try to get Kaito in. But if they don't do anything, that'd be cool. I'm also going to plus Tameo. I don't really want to ultimate it, but I don't want to lose it to Bowmasters. So we'll do that and take, yeah, Skyclave Apparition. Vista, Flicker Wisp. Do I force? Actually, you know what? This is fine. Uh-oh. Mother of Runes? I can't beat that card. Force a Will. Not leaving this up to chance. What if they block Bowmasters? There's no guarantee I'll get another Bowmaster trigger to beat that thing. Another Force is nice, though. I hope they don't block Tameo. Or wait, I can't give them that option, because it will just lose to Flicker Wisp in combat. Couple options here. Blue card or land is good, because I don't want them to cast Sword of Fire and Ice and equip it to Flicker Wisp. Yeah. Go top. Stoneforge. That's pretty good. Okay. Might need to tap that down. But I also want to counter pre-war formal wear. There's a lot of things I want to do. I'm drawing an Edict. Is that worth not casting Bowmasters? Probably, definitely not. I want them to think I don't have that many basics too, because I feel extremely ahead right now. That could change if they get Batterskull though. Cling. Okay. Alright, we'll tap that down. And swing. It's not like they have so much mana that they can double spell. Like, I could just force this, right? But then I think activating clue tokens is also pretty good. Cling there. And they'll concede. That was pretty dominant. It's not really ever going to be like that again. Now that this deck is like more dedicated to being black and white, is Price of Progress pretty good? I don't know if it's any more non-basics than there used to be, because they used to also play like Rashad Port, stuff like that. They'll never have more than one Caracas out. Well, Price of Progress is resolving. Well, I definitely want from the Catacombs an agent. I think Fire Magic is also good. I need as many answers to Mother of Runes as I can get. I'll try one. Push, consign. Tameo is quite poor. They play a lot of copies of Caracas. Trim a land, trim a force, trim Baragoyf. I think Redirect Lightning is also a little slim. Narset is not for this matchup. And you can even trim a Kaito, but actually, I do think I am the beatdown in this matchup. I think they can grind way harder than us. Speaking of which, I think trimming a Cling to Dust is totally fine. And I guess I'm going to keep these Thought Seizes. Try that out. I usually trim it in this matchup. But I'm feeling a little different today, so I'm going to keep them in. Oh man, I really hate mulliganing in this matchup. This has the right cards, I just don't know. I got a redraw. I'm going to try it, because I don't think my odds really get any better. If I mulligan, that's fine. Kind of a relief, actually. It's not turning on my redraw, though. Oh boy. I need them to, like, have a fetch land or something. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, if I hit force, then I need to do that. Oh god. Yeah, I think I might have made a really horrible decision. It's almost like they mulligan too. Oh, I can't force. I just clinged to Deafening Silence. They got Sword of Fire and Ice. Land? Oh god. I feel so stupid. I feel really stupid. What is wrong with me? Shadowy Backstreet. I mean, this is interesting. I guess they didn't already have Cauldron in hand. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. Gotta wait. Yep. They could still have Wasteland, though. I just don't think it's acceptable for them to get this trigger. I don't know. But, what do I do? Do I get Volcanic Island? If they Wasteland me, they're not going to play another creature this turn at least. God forgive me. Oh, yeah. Oh, so silly. I guess I should reanimate too. I Overlord the Baelmerk. Well, I think I'm gonna consign that. And hopefully I can end the game in 4 turns. Nimble Obstructionist, that one's good. Land would have been even better. Alright, let's attack. Okay, I think they're F6. Cast Brainstorm. God damn it. Actually, this is kind of okay. But it doesn't get a red source, which is a problem. Put back Ponder. It's going to be very hard to use sorceries. Yeah, I guess I'll put back a Brainstorm. Island Cycle. Get Undercity Sewers, I think. Or no, I'll just get an island. They might have another Wasteland. And that would be bad. Vista. They're not going for Yorion. What does that mean? Do they have, like, Solitude? Solitude's not good news. Well, gotta do the thing. I could stifle this. It's pretty stupid. It's a pretty bad use. Yep. Wish there was some way I could blow out their mana on this too, but there isn't. Those will trade. Yeah, I guess I'll Brainstorm right now too. Okay, cool, I can force. That's actually pretty good. And rather than destroy the Sword of Fire and Ice, I'd rather just try and police their creatures. All the same. Yeah, am I just committed to forcing and not going to worry about Bolt, which means no land drop? I think that's fine. Nah, I should make a land drop. Gonna try really hard to not shuffle though. Kaito is what will keep me in this. Recruiter, force that. Now they can resolve whatever they want. That one's okay. Running out of time though. Fortunately, they cannot equip Sword of Fire and Ice after the Overlord comes off suspend, so I can tap it down. Everything is kind of working in our favor here. I get an additional removal spell for Mother of Runes this way, and I'll probably take that Kolaghan's Command. There's a Ponder under it. Don't really have that luxury with Deafening Silence around. I'll bin it. Okay, I mean, Price of Progress is representing 6 damage here. It's kind of a lot. They just put a card on top. Must be pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I wonder why they didn't hardcast it. Oh shoot. Oh yeah, because then they can do even more stuff. They hit Felia. Do they want that? They could equip it with Sword of Fire and Ice, but they took Stoneforge. What's the get? Pre-war. Yeah, makes sense. Got a Bolt. Cool. They have a lot of really dangerous draws from here. I got a Ponder anyways. Alright, let's attack. I'll Surveil to draw. Lightning Bolt seems good. Land is pretty good too. They can overload me though, is the issue. And overlord me. Also, this doesn't get red, so I'm kind of questioning its usefulness. I'm gonna bin it. Keep the bolt. Cast Ponder. Brazen Barber seems decent. And there's stable red too. Okay. But don't forget that Petty Theft is indeed a non-creature spell, even though it's connected to a creature. Must to remember. There it is. Yeah, go for it. Stoneforge. And what will that get? Batterskull. Oh, I was really hoping they wouldn't do this. I wanted to put Bowmasters on board. Well, now I need to bounce this. Or I could shatter the sword and deal 2 on my turn. No, this turn, yeah. No, yeah. Cast Bowmasters. They go to 9. Bolt them down to 6, and I have lethal on board. This should work. Because I'm drawing a land, which is enough to Kolaghan's Command and Brazen Barber. Tap down the Overlord. Wait, no, I'm 1 damage short, right? Isn't that 1 damage short? Oh no, because Kolaghan's Command, right? Duh. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Wait, no. Deafening Silence. God damn it. So I do need to... Shit. How did I forget that? I was doing so well with Deafening Silence. And then I didn't. Huh. Here I am destroying the sword. It's exactly what I didn't want to do. I forgot about that Aether Vial too, but I think I know their whole hand, right? No, they have 1 unknown. Maybe this will set them back enough. Or do I need to play this turn again? Because I actually need to bounce the germ that Batterskull will come attached to. This is just a little complicated. Alright, we'll Bowmasters. Finish you off. And this can get a blue source. So I could also play Brazen Borrower. That flies over Batterskull. It's still just barely not enough damage. That is equivalent to Bolt. Yeah, I'll Bolt them now. Could also just rip, what's it called off the top? Price of Progress. I'm hoping they just cast Batterskull. Yep. And don't have a 3-drop in the vial. 1 card left. You better work. Because if this doesn't work, if they have Flicker Wisp in the vial, that would be a disaster. Oop, Ponder. I mean, if Price of Progress is in this Ponder, I'm just not going to attack. It's not. Oh boy. I'll shuffle. Strix. I'll play it. Don't really think I have a choice. Like, they might not have Flicker Wisp. Exactly. And they're going to Swords Balemerk. Yeah, it works. So, they didn't lose life this turn? Or they did. I don't really know how this works. Because they lost life and then they gained life. I don't think I'm going to draw a card. We'll see. There's Price. Okay, yeah. Officially, they lost life at some point, so... YOLO! Gotta... What the fuck, dude, in the comments. They might actually be kind of upset, because, yeah, I don't really know if that is right or not. But it does kind of feel like we have to pressure them, because they definitely can outgrind us. But it is a lot harder if they don't have that turn 1 Aether Vial. Okay. I'm back for round number 3. 80 cards again. Man, the Orion Fever is sweeping the nation. I'm on the play. I'm just going to make them deal with Tamiyo, and I'm going to make them deal with Bowmasters, and I'm going to make them deal with it. But I don't even really know what I'm hoping to be up against here. Death and Taxes was such a hard fight last night. But Beanstalk is not much better. Marsh Flats, kind of indicating that if they spend, like, Source of Plowshares on this, it's not a huge deal for this deck that is big on Caracas, you know? Oh, but it's Thoughtseize. Okay, I can actually grind pretty good here. Curious what they'll take. Bowmasters is definitely the most unique. These 2 Ponders let me flip Tamiyo. But yeah, they take Bowmasters. I think I will flip Tameo. Kolaghan's Command is very good. Oh, do they have Solitude as well? It'd be hard to see that as anything but a massive win. Well, getting my clue. Like that. If they were going to Solitude, they should have done it by now. Unless they're playing around me having just top-decked Brainstorm. And with 2 Ponders on the way, I think I am going to not play around Wasteland for a second here. I get the most out of this Ponder if I shuffle, and I'm kind of looking for a land, so let's do that. Force of Will. Jesus Christ. Alright, fine, whatever. Ponder again next turn. I don't want to shuffle and miss on blue card and just like, I don't know. That was weird to ponder twice, not see it land though. Some things I'm just incredulous about. Well, that's fascinating. They didn't make a land drop. Alright, cast Ponder. Shuffle. Thank you. Thank you. Plus, if they don't mount some way to fight this ultimate, next turn, Force of Will should just carry me through. Troll of Khazad-dûm is banned. Eagles of the North could be their next land, but I think they would have done that main phase anyways. Okay. It's on. Unfortunately, it is on. Well, it's good that my opponent can play, actually. It's good for content. It's good for the overall mental health of the world. Here comes some Bowmasters. I'm positive. Force that. Don't really want to, but I think it's annoying enough. I draw Bowmasters. And redirect Lightning. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just gonna ultimate this Tameo. See what's what. They don't have a Vial. They don't have enough mana to play 2 copies of Bowmasters. Even if they play like City of Traders or Ancient Tomb, something completely out of pocket, they only have 1 black. They would also require like Chromox and stuff. But they're not even going to bluff. They're going to concede. Well, really got away with something there. I'm going to side similarly. Fire Magic. Well, it was a little strange for that last deck to have Mother of Runes. I know a lot of decks have moved away from 1-toughness creatures. The last list was far from conventional, because it also featured like Sword of Fire and Ice. Which, don't get me wrong, that is an extremely powerful card. It's just not really what most people are playing right now. So I think we can count on this being a little more stock. Definitely want From the Catacombs and Agent. And this will, I don't even really like 1-for-1 removal in this matchup, but you do need to be able to address Felia. You do need to pass that test. I'm going to stick with the Price of Progress plan. Take a Consign. And what else? What else? Oh yeah. Last night, I liked Thoughtseize. Today, I've come back to my senses. I'm not that big a fan. And I'm also not sure if Redirect Lightning is that good. Give me that other force. But am I too light on engines? Do I need this Kaito? I think it's better than Thoughtseize. Between you and me. I want this other Price of Progress too. But that just might be too silly. Jeez. I gotta make up my mind about that. I don't hate Red Blast either, because Yorion is a card that's virtually always in their hand every game. It's not insane to bring in 1 Pyroblast. This hand is decent. I think we'll make it work. We need to draw okay. But if Bolt trades for Stoneforge, and Cling trades for Pre-War Formal Wear, and then Nimble can stop the Mass Exodus from returning, the Yorion one, and with them mulliganing, I think I need to keep. And they don't have a turn 1 play, which is just even more good news. Nice. Might need to do that somewhat proactively to avoid Bowmasters. But maybe not. It's so funny, last week's video, we faced Yorion twice, but it was both Beanstalk. Or wait, was it 2 Beanstalk decks, 1 Yorion, 1 not? I can't really remember. And this week we faced 2 Yorion Death and Taxes. Very interesting. They might Bowmasters here. I've got a lightning bolt. Yep. That's pretty good. It's not to the extent where I think I would like counter a wasteland with Nimble Obstructionist, but I would think about it. Bowmaster's getting ran out. Cast Brainstorm. Not incredible. I think I will put 2 lands back, shuffle, and cast Cling before these come down. Okay. I can live with it. Wasteland. Sure. Please don't play Overlord. That one's fine. Let's get Mountain. They're down to 3 cards and only 2 mana. Like, we're in good shape, hopefully. Nice. It's really funny that Tamiyo walls White Orchid Phantom. Play it. If they have something like Caracas, I think it's fine if I'm just preoccupying it every turn. Scrub. I can't really block White Orchid Phantom, though, because if they have more Bowmasters, it just doesn't really work out. I'm at 12. I'm at 11 for strike. I think I do need to bolt Bowmasters. Well, there's Brainstorm. This might be a bit of a disaster, unless they flash the Bowmasters in right now. They did not. I think if I activate a clue token, they would send them in, and then I can Brainstorm. It'll be extremely suspicious. Well, okay. Well, okay. That worked out. I need this Kolgon's command. Kaito's for much later, if ever. And I missed on Force, unfortunately, which I was not planning on doing, because now if they have Felia, we're kind of in trouble. Yeah. Well, hopefully they don't have anything else good. Missing on land and Force of Will was terrible. Skyclave Apparition could be worse. I thought they were just going to blink Felia. But yeah, taking 2 here is rough. Snapcaster Mage is pretty good at ambushing, though. I just, like, really need a land drop. So it's going to take a lot of self-control to not Brainstorm next turn, but I guess I have to, because if I miss on land again, I'm just edicting. And I guess they just drop Apparition or something. It's just not very impressive. Meanwhile, if I ambush with Snapcaster Mage, Bolt, probably White Orchid Phantom. Or do I need to... Well, if they cast like Overlord and Baelmerk, I'll just have to proactively snap Bolt Felia. Or Stoneforge Mystic. Well, I'll see what they got. I could counter this. Doesn't make sense. I need more mana. The mana has not been plentiful. This one, at least, I can work with that one. Oh. Yeah, I guess this is fine. How do they want to do this? Because I can snap Bolt Stoneforge and then block Felia. Taking kind of a lot of damage that I probably shouldn't be. Bolt there. Go to 3? Oh, I didn't think this through. This is bad. Well, if they do this pre-combat, I'll likely gain 3 life off pre-war Formal Wear. Aether Vial. It's a little late. And then I draw Kaito. If the plan is to Cling, then I guess I should Brainstorm right now. This is rough. Oh, man. Where are the lands? Where are the lands? Have I seen that many? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9? Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I can't believe I missed, though. I think I just lose now. Well, no, I could go to 1, which means I can't really force either. What a disaster. If this was Bolt, we'd be in much better shape. I don't even have Revolt, so I can't push Skyclave Apparition and block the army. I'm losing it. And I felt really good until I just started missing the land drops. Like, I have 7 cards in hand. There's no reason I should be losing. Unless I just, like, yeah, can't find a land to save my life. Yep. Cling. Gain 3 life. Go to 1. I don't think there's a way through this now. It's disappointing. I feel like we could have easily won this game if I just made some land drops. Where were they? Fire Magic would have been pretty good. Fire Magic would have been great. That was the next card. I could have wiped their whole board. But no lands is funny. Swap out a Force and get maybe Thoughtseize? I don't know. I don't think it's good enough. I just want all the Forces. And I think I will try Price. Trim 1 Cling. Last night I also trimmed Tamio. Reason being, they play Caracas. It's not an exciting hand, but it is stable. I think I will do more than last game. Let's get this out of the way. Put that on top. Prismatic Vista. Plains. Aether Vial. Okay. How do I want to do this? Probably Brainstorm first. Not good. It's the exact opposite of last game. The Bolt's not bad. But yeah, the blessing of being on the play here is that if I can hit Kolaghan's command before this Vial goes to 2, we'll be in pretty good shape. No. This is a lot of looks at it, but yeah, I guess I'll keep. Land, go. Alright. Are they going to expose Bowmasters if I cast Ponder? And then I could Brainstorm over the top. Or just Bolt. Cast Ponder. Shuffle that. Alright. Couldn't really find Kolaghan's command. I don't really want to ignore the Vial. But I think it would be worse if they played Felia here. Yeah. I can't let them have priority to like play Caracas. Have this shuffle. I think I'm just going to get Brainstorm out of the way too. If I can hit Force Blue card, I would feel better. No, but we are kind of positioning towards a win. I need more action. Do I put this Reanimate away? I think so. Could also be Bowmasters. Sure. Let's Bolt. Not finding Kolaghan's command was a little rough, but I will say I tried hard. Marsh Flats, go. Oh, okay. Kind of relieving. And that Edict was a very nice draw. Pretty tempted to reanimate Felia, but I know that gets blown out in many ways. Another Felia, sure. It's gonna have to be okay. Unless they activate the Vial. At which point, I guess it would have to be like another Felia, right? Because I can Bowmasters. They put a card on top. Are they gonna activate the Vial? Well, let's do it on their upkeep anyways. Go like that. Represent Bolt. They have like a White Orchid Phantom. That would be a little rough. And they just let it go. But they keep the Vial on 2. That's really interesting. Scrub. Canoptic Scarab Swarm? For each artifact or land exiled this way, create a 1/1. Yeah. So I'll get 2. It could be worse. Really could be worse. It's a wash if I cling one of my own lands. Or are they going to target their graveyard? Because then I think I'll just do the same thing. Yeah, targeting me makes sense because I do use my graveyard. It's not a bad reanimation target. It does make it hard for Kaito to do stuff, though. Hit that. Can also see if they want to block first. Yeah, sure. Alright, we'll reanimate that. Target you. Now I have a board. And I can pretty easily protect Kaito this way too. Plus, send it back. Thank God they didn't have the third Felia. There's other things that can still beat us though, like Flicker Wisp. Recruiter of the Guard for Flicker Wisp. But if I can untap and Cling to Dust, that would be pretty good. Well, I would need an additional card in there to empty my graveyard. But all the same. Okay. Now I'm feeling pretty good. Let's attack. With everything but 1 insect. Here comes a 3-drop. It is Skyclave Apparition. targeting Canoptic Scarab Swarm. So that'll give me a 4/4 when it goes away. It's actually pretty good. I feel like I would have used Skyclave Apparition for Kaito, personally, but maybe they were playing around something. Now they get a 4/4. Okay. I misinterpreted the rules there. The card's owner. That's pretty good. It all kind of makes sense now. Bowmasters, pretty annoying. Targeting my insect. I think I will bolt. If there's any way I can save Kaito, I want to do it. Kolaghan's Command is pretty good. I'm 1 mana short from saving... Oh, no. I can Shatter Vial and Shock Army. And then if they don't have another thing, it might work out. And then do I need Force of Will going forward? Probably. Very low value target for Kolaghan's Command on the shock mode, but I think it's necessary. I gotta keep Kaito. I don't think I tapped very responsibly though, because if they go Wasteland, pre-war formal wear for Bowmasters, they can still take out Kaito. Unless I just cling in response. Okay. I also hope they don't have a land. No, this is 3 to equip. Cool. It was my last card. Then I draw Force of Will. I'm not really going to be able to attack with Kaito if they equip, but that will be like most of their turn used up. I need to draw more cards. But hopefully they are massively slowed down by losing the Aether Vial. Price of Progress. Sure. Top. Let's see what we can do. That's a scrub land. Yori onto hand. Attacking me. Do I even block? I might as well. Play Snapcaster Mage. Kolaghan's Command. Shatter Formal Wear. And shock them. Or do I get Bowmasters back? Just trying to have the least amount of things possibly go wrong here. Hopefully they don't Bowmasters in response, but I think they would have done that already. Attack with Kaito. Is this going to be the second time Price of Progress beats Death and Taxes for not a great reason? After this round, I'm actually just going to look it up and see how many... Is that Midgar? How many basics these decks run. Because they do reliably want to cast Thoughtseize on turn 1. And they play a lot of double white spells. Or not a lot, but more than a few. Yorion, Apparition, Flicker Wisp probably. Okay. Backup Kaito, Lorien Revealed, and I guess I'll say YOLO again. It's the same line as last time. Do I force this? I think so. Then they can play Yorion. I'm drawing Kaito. I don't think this goes wrong. One of their cards is Yorion. Like, what black spell could they have? Cling to Dust? Solitude? It could be Solitude, but it's not. Alright. Pretty interesting league so far. Alright, folks. It's time for round 4. And his hand is pretty solid. Can play around Wasteland if I want. Prismatic Vista. That's usually indicative of Jeskai Wizards. Maybe I'll translate this into a red source. This deck is usually pretty soft at Kaito, so I'm going to lead on Swamp, so they start stockpiling Force of Wills or something like that. And then maybe they won't really be ready to interact with the Baleful Strix or something. Yep. Stoneforge Mystic. Might be worth forcing that. Sure. Okay, that happened really quickly. I hope they don't Swords my Strix. That's my next hope and dream. Kolaghan's Command. Turns out forcing Stoneforge Mystic was a little rash, but you just never know when you'll be able to deal with stuff like that, so it feels right and preventative. Ponder does not shuffle, and now they're going to pass, and they're going to Swords my Strix. Sure. That's a good exchange for us. Thoughtseize? Don't mind if I do. But I don't want them to brainstorm in response, so let's also play this out. So they fear Bowmasters. Definitely take Teferi, although Dress Down is a way they can actually beat Kaito. Let's brainstorm, play this Tamio out. Or maybe I won't. They're sitting on a couple Swords to Plowshares over there. And then to be determined on the Sheoldred's Edict. Might not want that. Okay, so they wanted one card off the Ponder, now they're shuffling. This also makes a lot of sense why they are, why they Swords Strix as well. Teferi's Wrath. Getting that card advantage. Yeah, I think I'll just lose the Edict and address this with Kolaghan's Command. Sure, I'll keep another one here. Gotta grind them out, you know. But I can't really play Tamio until I also have a Brainstorm. And of course, whenever you see this many basics, you gotta think about back to basics a little bit. I'm sure they'll drop the Swords to Plowshares and like not be too sad about it. But if they drop both of them, could definitely give Tamio an angle. Okay, well they just pitched Dress Down to Force of Will. That's really good. Because now Kaito is kind of unstoppable. Teferi goes up. They have Brainstorm. I'll do the same play. See if it works this time. Well, there's Brainstorm. But yeah, I gotta get Teferi while I still can. They drop Swords. Okay, well there's probably one on top of their deck, so let's just not play Tamio. And I'm guessing they shuffled it away, but you never know. Land go, sure. Alright. Bowmasters are also pretty darn good. Play Tamio, it resolves right away. So I probably could have played Kaito. Narset? It's a little risky, but I think I'm gonna let it go. Well, this Brainstorm is free, isn't it? Okay, they did keep the Swords, so cool, we got them empty. And then I'll plan on casting Bowmasters when they activate Narset, if they activate Narset, which I think they will. They've used 3 Swords to Plowshares, so at this point if I find Baraglyph, it can kind of ride. It's kind of funny. Yep. With the blue up, I don't have to fear another removal spell. Batterskull. It's a good card. One of the best, I would say. Knew that was there. Go like that. Ooh, shoot. Actually, I screwed up. Well, keeping Bowmasters established is really not the worst thing. I've also used both Kolaghan's commands, so it's a little dangerous. Okay, they'll concede to that. I don't think it was over, because Batterskull is really good at grinding when they have enough mana to hardcast it too. Alright, take from the Catacombs, Red Blast. Not a Fire Magic matchup, unfortunately. You really gotta pass that Stoneforge Mystic test, so I'm tempted to bring in Fatal Push, but I don't think the temptation is strong enough. Consign. Almost tempting. I don't think I will, though. Side out Baraglyph. Reanimate a Badlands. I hope they retain any copies of Back to Basics, if they have any. Even though I showed them so many basic lands. I don't think they will, but I hope they do. Redirect Lightning. I don't know how good that will be either. Can't redirect it to Teferi -3. That's against the rules. Could win a counterfight, maybe, but they don't really have enough creatures either for me to want to, like... Well, this could be a way I could beat a Cauldron Complete if I redirect a Swords to Plowshares. Could be. Really grasping at straws here. But I feel like I want everything else more. If this was not Stoneblade, maybe I'd sight out a Lightning Bolt. But yeah, I think I'm pretty fine sighting out Redirect Lightning here. Maybe it's supposed to be Opposition Agent on the draw. I'm not sure. This hand is fine. It's not even really that soft to Stoneforge Mystic, thanks to Brazen Barber. And now I might be eating my words a little bit, and I actually do hope that they're not going in on, what's it called? Back to Basics. Do I need to keep this? There's a Lightning Bolt. I think I'm just more interested in a land drop, given the contents of my hand. Okay, I got the bolt anyways, nice. They fetch planes. Vista, they'll activate. There's Stoneforge. Alright, blue source, or red source even, would be nice. Cryptic Coat. It's another hard card to beat. Kaito. Well, not really moving this game forward if I just play the swamp. I could brainstorm. Yeah, it seems right. Long pause. It'd be really great if they forced this, actually. Seems like they're thinking about it. Okay, not phenomenal, but I think we can make do. Put back Brainstorm and one of the Strix, I think. Yeah, I need to start having less blue cards in general, I think. I think I'm getting basic Mountain. Bolt there. Okay, there's the Force of Will. Pitching Hydroblast. So I kind of feel like they have Cauldron Complete in their hand or something. No, maybe not. Another Bolt. Okay, I kind of want them to put Cryptic Coat in now, so I can Kolaghan's Command it. Batter Skull's also fine. Oh, they're being cagey. Land go. Well, I'll Bolt. Response. Coming in. Cryptic Coat with 2 mana up. This is a game of chicken. Bowmasters, not bad. Alright, I need a land. None of the above. Shuffle. Damn it. Glad they didn't bounce it. Vista. They'll activate to Fairy. Play Bowmasters. And ping them. Teferi goes up. And they're bouncing Cryptic Coat. Well, now I can get Kaito in. Oh, there's the land. The cloak still has ward too, which is pretty gnarly. And it's not a token either, so bouncing it with Brazen Borrower does not accomplish very much. Let's play Baleful Strix here. Maybe I'll hit Thoughtseize or something. Nimble Obstructionist, also not terrible. Could also bounce to Fairy. Let's just play Tameo out. Send it back. The worst thing that could happen is like Narset Days Undoing, which would be very bad. But those would have to be their last 2 cards exactly. Unless Narset found the Days Undoing. They'll bounce Bowmasters. Are they going to cantrip? Oh, counterbalance. Well, hopefully I can make it without casting spells for a while here. I have stuff to spend my mana on. Brainstorm. Alright, send these out to Fairy. Ninjutsu with Strix. They have response. They'll Brainstorm. Thank God it wasn't dressed down. That also lets me draw a card, right? Yeah. A land would be great here. Alright, Teferi down. Yeah. Top. I'm not brave enough to brainstorm into this counterbalance, though. Swords Tameo. I'm sure they have a 1-drop on top. But I could just activate the clue. Sure. I want that Kolaghan's Command in the deck, but I don't need it right now. And, oh, they'll concede. Yeah. I guess that was kind of rough. Damn. 2nd week in a row. There's a trophy match. 3rd week in a row? No, I think 2nd. Yeah. Maybe we'll bring it home this time. I have a good feeling about fire magic. Alright, here we are for the trophy round. Up against Pepa, who I think was on the channel recently. Can't remember what they play. That would kind of be a unfair advantage anyways. Although I think they know what I'm playing, so maybe it would be... I'm gonna actually even things up a little bit. They're taking a mulligan though, and I have a Force of Will, so I will give this a shot. It's a pretty strong hand. Got that classic turn 1 Tameo, maybe turn 2 Bowmasters. If I can keep Nimble Obstructionist, that'd be cool. But who knows what will happen. Once upon a time, could be Oops All Spells. Wooded Foothills? Probably not. I'll activate. Ignoble Hierarch. Bowmasters lines up pretty well against that. Yeah, shout out Pepa. Very grateful for the support. Lightning Bolt. That's also pretty good. I will say, now that Cradle Control is a Wasteland deck because of Badger Mole Cub, gotta be a little careful here. They'll activate Rainforest. There's Badger Mole Cub. Do I force that? I don't know. I don't really want to. I think I will bolt it. Do I force that? I also don't know. I mean, the thing is, I can't play Bowmasters next turn if I don't force this. So yeah, I think I will force that. I think I cut a lot more of their mana as well if I bolt Badger Mole Cub instead of using Bowmasters on Ignoble Hierarch. Maybe I should do that. Hopefully they don't natural order me this turn. Fiend Artisan? Don't see that one too often. Oh boy. Oh, that was such a good draw. Alright, Bolt Fiend Artisan. If they can somehow put a creature in the graveyard. Endurance? Targeting me. Sure. Well, everything's face up now. Do I go after Bayou? If I do it on their upkeep, it doesn't really keep them off natural order anyways. I kind of want to reanimate Fiend Artisan. But for now, I'll just take out Ignoble Hierarch. So this Endurance doesn't hit too incredibly hard. Sylvan Safekeeper, okay. Oh, that is a strong one. But yeah, they will not attack with Endurance. Well, I guess I'll flip Tamiyo. Start moving towards something or other. And this Reanimate will be good eventually. Obligatory block. I think I'm getting Underground Sea here. It wouldn't be that bad if they drew Wasteland. Yeah, it really wouldn't. The dream scenario would have been hitting blue card and force. Baleful Strix is pretty good. Plus, go into combat. Attacking Tamiyo. I will block. Okay, there's a land. So far, so good, I guess. Bowmasters is pretty good. Let's start with Strix. Maybe I should just try to ultimate this Tamiyo. Is that more reliable than anything else? What would I reanimate if I had my choice? Probably Baleful Strix. Alright, send it back. They'll activate for a Dried Arbor. Well, it appears as if they drew Natural Order, which is not good. Yeah. That had to have been a misclick. Were they trying to click on Craterhoof Behemoth? Oh my god. I'm fighting for a trophy. I can't... They said, what just happened? You tell me. I don't know what happened when you cast Natural Order. Opponent says, expletive. I have to assume they were trying to get Craterhoof Behemoth, which I think would have been lethal. Even with Tamiyo. I would have tried to Bowmaster one of the creatures so it gets a less buff, but I think they just used Sylvan Safekeeper at that point. Alright, I'll block Endurance. Yeah. So they were going to try and get Craterhoof there. Well, that's something of a Deus Ex Machina, I will say. Go after the Safekeeper here. And they'll lose their forest to protect it. Makes sense. I wonder if I should get Endurance now. Because it would make some of their other creatures smaller. I don't think so. Alright, I need to ponder and look for Force of Will. So that never happens again. Looks like it was my next card, so then I'll pick up Kaito, I suppose. Plus, Null's attack is actually not very good. I think I'd rather just force whatever they do next turn and -7, because they could just draw another natural order. It's not impossible. Alright. I mean, I called the shot. I called that we have to dodge natural order. We didn't dodge it, they top decked, but it's kind of like they didn't. Oh, man. Alright, from the Catacombs, I think Fire Magic has application here, because like I said during the deck tech, not only can it be like a sweeper, but it can also function as a 1-mana removal spell for a turn 1 Ignoble Hierarch and Sylvan Safekeeper. It's quite good against Sylvan Safekeeper, which is a very hard card to beat. Agent is wonderful. Fatal Push is wonderful. Consign can save your life, but that's about it. But I think I'll take one of those over Narset. Badlands. One Thoughtseize. Redirect Lightning is so interesting as well. I don't know if it's really worth keeping, but in the Redirect Lightning official video, it did some pretty interesting stuff with like Talon Gates, but I just don't know. Snuff Out, they play Thoughtseize, Wasteland, they do play Wasteland, like I said. Alright, I'll keep it. But what are the cuts then? Maybe from the Catacombs on the draw. This really is one of the only ways we can outgrind them, though. One Kaito, one Cling, both Thoughtseizes. Okay. Maybe Kolaghan's Command is also a little clunky. I don't know. Okay. I'll keep. Once Upon a Time, Ignoble Hierarch. It's a little dangerous to bolt this off the bat because I won't have Redirect Lightning up for a Wasteland. So instead I'll just Ponder. Yeah, maybe. No, I'll shuffle. Okay, land is not bad. Windswept Heath. Badgermole Cub is back. Animating this Bayou. Sylvan Safekeeper. Yeah, I could really use that Fire Magic now. Birds of Paradise as well. I think that'd be quite strong. I really feel like I need to find a Force of Will. They've got 2 cards left. No dice. I could Ponder. I could hold up Bolt. It literally feels like I'm about to lose. I think I need a Force or something like it. Okay. Hope they don't Wasteland me right now. But if they do, I think we'll survive. And now, like, Fire Magic becomes a pretty solid find. This Edict looking pretty bad. White of the Reliquary. There's Natural Order. Force of Will. Thank goodness. I'll get hit for 3, though. It's kind of a lot. They can protect this white. It's kind of a problem. They wouldn't have much mana. Maybe that doesn't really matter to them. But if I Bowmaster the Bayou first... I feel like they might as well sacrifice it. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Alright. This is going to be tough. Once Upon a Time. I mean, the good news is it's hard for them to choose which creature to lose with Edict, right? Because they either lose a lot of their mana or their protection. I don't think I can block this turn. Shoot. I don't think we're going to survive. They got plenty of mana now too, the Guy's Cradle. We got them to 0 cards, but I can't take away all their permanents in time. Dropping Ignoble Hierarch, yep. Now they'll do this. For Talon Gates, I'm sure. I'll redirect, and they'll just use Safekeeper. Oh, Lair of the Hydra? Yeah, I'm just getting overrun. I'm not sure how many Safekeepers they run. I don't even really want them to think about it. This deck feels so much more aggro than it used to be. But they also empty their hands, so yeah, I don't think Thoughtseize. It's too much of a liability. I think I'll go like that. Yes, keep. Being on the play is a pretty big deal. If they Thoughtseize me, I can redirect it. Once Upon a Time. Windswept Heath. They will activate Ignoble Hierarch. Alright. Draw Cling to Dust. Let's brainstorm here. 3 lands, not good. Put these 2 back. There's Badgermole Cub again. What if I consigned their trigger? It is literally anything. Doesn't feel great. But hopefully it jams them. Ignoble Hierarch. I mean, Fire Magic would be a really great draw right now. Hasn't showed up all league. Shit. That would have been a little too good to be true, I guess. I could Edict. It just doesn't seem very good. Can represent Opposition Agent. 2 Cradles. Green Sun for 8. Oh boy. Might be another trophy lost. I wish I had Opposition Agent right now. Even if I Edict a creature, it's super lethal. Alright, Brainstorm. I need some serious help here. Shoot. Did not hit Force of Will. Well, there goes another trophy. I guess that's how it goes on the channel now. I guess it makes for good content, but damn, 2nd week in a row. It kind of hurts, but what can you do? Maybe I didn't play with much vigor there, but it's a tough matchup. I think easily could have had a lot of cards that helped out there, but we didn't, so yeah. Fire Magic would have been cool. Alright, I'm gonna call it. That really took it out of me. I'll catch y'all next time.